Hi, I'm a clinical faculty member from the Counseling and Wellness Center. My name is Emmy, and I do recognize that I am melanin challenged, but thankfully I don't represent the whole staff or leadership of the Counseling and Wellness Center. We wanted this video to be more of an alive conversation than just a boring PowerPoint. So I'm so grateful that Jerell has joined me today, my cross-campus colleague, Jerell Blackburn.
Hey everyone, as Emmy mentioned, my name is Jerell Blackburn and I am thankfully melanin blessed. I work for the College of Dentistry, but I wanted to come alongside my friend Emmy to join in this presentation because the College of Dentistry has worked very closely with CWC and their faculty and resources. And so I thought this might be a good opportunity to join in. So you made it. You are here. Welcome to UF. Congratulations on your acceptance. I know this time may not look like what you were hoping for, but I hope you've found opportunities to celebrate your success safely. And as you make your transition into UF, I recognize that many of you will take advantage of all the resources UF has to offer, from rec sports and student orgs and Gatorwell. But I hope that you will also keep this one in your pocket as one of those resources, and that's the UF Counseling and Wellness Center.
Yeah, so at the Counseling and Wellness Center, we have a number of counselors who really value your mental health and overall well-being. UF is a tremendous institution, and the transition can be very stressful, exponentially compounded during these pandemics inside of pandemics, with COVID-19 everywhere and the magnitude of this powerful 2020 racial uprising. So amidst everything that's going on, students often are feeling confused and anxious and overwhelmed. And the Counseling and Wellness Center is a place where you can land and know that you're not alone in your struggles.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, one of my favorite things about UF is that they offer so many opportunities to just find community, find connection, and just build that network of support.
Yes. So at the Counseling and Wellness Center, one of the many amazing resources at UF, we have so much more than just individual counseling. We have crisis consultation 24 hours a day. So if you're having some sort of mental health crisis at 2 in.the morning, you can call us at the same regular number that's on the website. From 9 to 3, we have a referral session where you can let a counselor know all the things that you're dealing with, and you will get a series of referrals to something that could be really valuable and helpful for whatever specifically you are dealing with. So at the Counseling and Wellness Center on our website, we have links to online relaxation videos and apps, and we have also referrals to psychiatry. If that's something that you need, you come through us and we can refer you there. We have skill building and stress management services. We have short-term limited individual counseling, and I'm really excited to tell you about our groups and workshops that we have at the Counseling and Wellness Center.
Oh, wow, that is quite a number. So I see that CWC offers online gatherings. And so I see these are organized by workshops and groups. So what's the difference between them?
That's a great question. So if you want to get into a group, we have group openings in the very beginning of every semester. And so you'll have a meeting with the group leaders. And if both of you guys agree that this particular group is a good fit for your needs, you'll put it on your calendar and go on a committed weekly basis to the group. And so a group is the same people each week. You'll get to know each other, and it's a really good way for people that are feeling lonely or needing to deal with any of the things specifically that are listed there. And the workshops are no commitment, drop in. You can come every single week the whole semester. You can come one time, if you can come once a month. There's a lot of different opportunities for workshops. And to get into a workshop, you don't have to do a group screen at the beginning of the semester. You can just RSVP on the website like a minute before or weeks or months before and get the link immediately as soon as you RSVP with a UFL email address on the website.
Okay. So as you were talking, I was actually looking over some of these groups and workshops. The first one, Understanding Self and Others, USO. Give me some more information on that one.
Yes. So the USO group is for really the facilitators hold space for whatever the students who show up in that room are dealing with. And so whatever distressing experience any of the students might want to talk about or develop insights about interpersonal patterns, you'll receive support and feedback and be able to create connections and build more trust in yourself and others.
And I see that they offer, one of the groups is an LGBT empowerment and trans empowerment. Is that one group or two?
Great question. So the LGB group is specifically related to sexual orientation, which is a unique group from the trans empowerment group where they're more exploring the trans identity and the joys and challenges of integrating and expressing who you are.
Wow, that's really valuable. What about Invincible Black Women?
Invincible Black Women is led by Dr. Annalisa Clark, who is an amazing woman. Created this group for Black women to explore rituals and self-care and connectedness for conquering negative patterns.
Love it. Okay, so again, workshops. I know these are less of a commitment, so it sounds like there's a little flexibility here. One is building fulfilling multicultural relationship.
So we acknowledge that every single one of us navigates social spaces as a multicultural being, and we can all expand our perspectives and learn and grow. And so parts of these workshops are didactic and parts are experiential and conversational, and will include some practices. And so we hope you join us for all 10 sessions, as each week covers a different topic. Some of the topics are self-respect, ending destructive relationships, changing behaviors. You can come to as many or as few as you'd like. We'd love to see you there.
Wow, okay. And there is First Gen, gathering and support space.
Oh, I'm glad you asked about that one. So we love our trailblazing students that are the first in their families to attend college or four-year university. So this is just a drop-in space for someone who's first gen to receive support and create connections with additional students who might have some common experiences with them.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, it seems as though CWC is doing some really great work. I love that.
Aw, thanks, Jerell.
Yeah.
I heard that you've heard some of our podcasts.
You heard correctly. So I am always looking for a good listen, a good podcast, something I can just kind of like pop in the earbuds and then be on my way, you know? I don't sit still very well, so something I can listen to and move at the same time is great. But yeah, so I've recently come across CWC's podcasts, and let me start off by saying they're really good, to be honest. They're really good. And so I've actually listened to two of the three you have on screen now. Dr. Renisha Miller, The Value of Anger, and Erica Long, Mental Health in the Black Community, are excellent listens. I love the way that Dr. Miller normalizes anger. She communicates that it's just one of the basic emotions that we learn within community and shared spaces, along with joy and sadness. And so it was just super helpful. My takeaway was learning that anger is one of many emotions that serves a purpose. It tells us that a boundary has been crossed. It tells us that something is wrong and it's not okay, right? The second one, Mental Health in the Black Community by Erica Long, who I think is still at CWC, right?
Yeah, she is.
Great, yeah, maybe I'll pop by and give her a thank you. But yeah, even within her talk and in her podcast, I love the way that she just dismantles these myths that have been kind of repeated, at least in my experience and maybe my generation, as far as mental health and the Black community. And she has this really great line where she asks, okay, close your eyes and think of the words mental health and what do you see? Like what comes to mind? And for her, for the longest time, it was a picture of a white woman. And so what that communicated for her was that mental health, at the time, mental health wasn't for Black people. But she goes on to again, just dismantle that and to just kind of open the doors for access for Black people to use this resource to better themselves and to just grow as people, right? In hats off. These are great podcasts, and I'm looking forward to the third one you have on screen here, discrimination-related trauma.
Yeah, it's another really powerful one. Thank you for sharing what stood out to you from those. Yeah, so we have lots of resources related to healing from racial trauma. One in particular that I wanted to acknowledge was the one in the center. It explores themes of belonging and identity through meditation and creativity and spirituality. And in her book, she self-discloses about being an immigrant and not having a real introduction to Black culture until late teens. By the way, all these books are written by Black authors. And describes feeling awkward and out of place with most Black folks because of internalized oppression. And she also described encountering ignorance and bias often, being the only Black person in the social situation. And so she understandably was feeling really resentful to white people, and describes her journey of finding belonging inside of her own skin, regardless of who she's with in any given moment.
Wow.
One of the books that I'm currently in the middle of, I have it right here, the Stay Woke book, was written by a Black gay man, Justin Michael Williams. And I love his quote, "If you can worry, you can meditate." He dedicated this book for his Black brothers and sisters. This is for you. And for people in the LGBTQIA plus community, for those who have been discriminated against for your otherness, this book is for you. And Justin Michael Williams helps you transform worrying into empowerment. He also talks about the secret sauce to meditation practice, and you'll have to read the book or watch one of his podcasts to find out what that is.
Listen, I love a good secret, so I'll have to check it out. I actually recognize one of these people, Dr. Candace Nicole Hargens from the Global BLM Network. Is that the same person?
Oh yeah, I think it's the same person, because Dr. Candace Nicole Hargens created Black Lives Matter meditations that are very powerful. I highly recommend those meditations.
Okay, yeah. So I know that there are many of you out there who are quite talented when it comes to the arts, whether it's visual arts or dance or music, and this is where you come in. Artivism, as you can imagine, is the combination of art and activism. And so I would just strongly encourage you to use that platform as your voice, to be seen, to be heard. Claim that space. It's yours. You absolutely belong there. And I would much look forward to seeing any of your creative work on and around campus or on your social media platforms.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I was first introduced to Artivism with Julio Salgado, who made the picture of the person graduating. So legendary Black excellence with some UF history.
Oh, wow. First off, recognize Dr. Kendi. I'm actually reading his book. I will say I've been reading it since November. It's honestly the best book I've picked up in 2020. And I think part of the reason why I'm moving through it slowly is I want to make sure that I'm really absorbing what Dr. Kendi wrote. I don't just want to breeze through it just to say I read it. I really want to sit and meditate and just kind of process what he's saying, how it relates to me, how I've been a contributor to a certain thought pattern. So honestly, again, just the best book I've picked up this year.
Wow. Yeah, I know in the discrimination-related trauma, Renisha talks about her process of decolonizing her own mind. Yeah. And also on this slide, I wanted to acknowledge Dr. Ruben Falogi, who used to be at the Counseling and Wellness Center last year. He's since graduated. Here he is recently, May 30th, 2020, leading thousands of people, led the whole group in a song about our ancestors are watching us right now. And it was just such I have chills from top to bottom, just remembering the power of his voice and his leadership.
Wow. Man, I'm bummed I missed that, but that sounds phenomenal. I think I actually recognize the logo here, the Academics for Black Survival and Wellness Week. I think that was on the main UF page for a while back in June, right?
Yeah, for Juneteenth. Yeah, absolutely. Soon to be Dr. Paris Bellamy and Dr. Della Mosley created a worldwide training that tens of thousands of people across the country and the globe have learned from and been humbled by. And there was 2 simultaneous trainings. Either one of them alone was astronomically meaningful and powerful, but 2 simultaneous trainings, one for folks that are Black identified and one who are non-Black identified. And that was related to cultivating the skills of allyship. And then the Black survival and wellness was related to joy and self-care and ode to the ancestors and art and dance and music and meditation and just really loving on people who have been through intergenerational trauma and are going through what Black people are going through during this time, individually and collectively.
Wow. And I love my Black creatives and Black academics. They're doing some good work, right?
Yes.
So since you're watching this, please do this with me. Do it right now. Pull out your phone. If you have an iPhone, open up your camera and just hover it over this QR code. You know, like a pencil pouch and a coloring book and a notebook and some other just really cool swag. This one's kind of my favorite. These little mood keychains. If you're into getting free stuff like I am, definitely capture this QR code and grab yourself some stuff.
Awesome. And so this concludes our presentation, and we would love your feedback, anything you'd like to share about something that stood out to you from this session, or if you have any ideas for if we did this presentation again, something that you'd like to see, we'd love to hear from you. So, and if you'd like to reach the Counseling and Wellness Center, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook, you can call us at this phone number that's also on our website. And this is my personal email address if you had a particular question for me. So thank you so much.
And again, welcome to UF. I look forward to hopefully seeing many of you across campus and in shared spaces. And in the future, I look forward to working alongside you.
Alongside you, Jerell. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Emmy. It's good seeing you.
You too. Bye, everyone.
One take. Wow.
Hallelujah.
I was legit sweating the whole time. You can't see it, but I'm like sweating.